Hey guys, Charlie Boots here, and next up on Radio Row is NBA All-Star Baron Davis. This episode is being brought to you by Penny. Tackle your finances today and download the Penny app. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NFL Alumni Radio Row, and we are joined by a big timer right now, NBA legend, the man, Mr. Baron Davis. Baron, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, it's great to see you, man. It's great to see you.
Good to see you too, Charlie. How you been, man?
You know,
I like the swag. I need some of that swag.
Oh, a little touch of that?
Yeah, that's fire.
I can send that your way. Listen, man, I can't tell you, you're a guy that transcends sports because what you've been able to do with your career, not only do you have an iconic basketball career, but you go on, you're having the second life, living it at the same level in business. That's something that a lot of guys have referenced when they talk to us in retiring from the NFL. They look at you as a blueprint. How cool is that now to see this second legacy?
Man, it's super cool. I think for me, that's what I aspired to do was, when I walked away from the game, I had some time to sit and think when I was hurt about, if I wanted, who I wanted to be. Right. And I think it was when I went to my first NBA game and sat on the floor. I think it was the Memphis Grizzlies. Like the guys who were playing that I missed, they showed so much love. You know what I mean? And it kind of empowered me, right, to not be afraid to show up at these games because they were still my friends. You know what I mean? And even though I couldn't play the sport they played, like I could serve a purpose, right? So when they got out of season, they can look at me and say, yo, what we doing? Right. And I can say, all right, this is what we own. You know what I mean? And so, just really adapted the role of, taking that as an opportunity to, start to build a brand, but build a platform that would allow us all to invest with each other, right? Look at deals together, speak to each other, right? The same way people would do in venture, same way people do in business, start looking at, how can I be, a beacon of light or, create a call center where athletes, up or down, they can turn and, find, their right path of direction, and then us be allowed to help amplify them and find the right things for them. Right.
And that reputation, you've taken the legend of basketball and you've grown that reputation flawlessly now in business. So now you have a big role with the NBA Tech Summit. You've had a lot of business success with different startups, business ventures, and you've been a huge advocate for education. Could you talk a little bit about the NBA Tech Summit, what that means to you, and why is financial education so important, not only for NBA guys, but for everyone listening?
For me, I think it's an honor, to be on the NBA Tech Summit. You know what I mean? To be on stage to give the perspective from the athlete's point of view, from the culture point of view, and it just shows that I did all my homework. You know what I mean? And I kind of earned that. And so just being on that stage for me, I always got to really take the opportunity. You don't got a lot of time to speak, but to speak with purpose and intent. And, going back to financial literacy, is just like everything that I've learned untraditionally. Right.
Life will teach you.
Everything that I want to be a part of, right, is I feel that a lot of kids that are like me, athletes, musicians, you know what I mean? Just people who are artists, right? Are creatives, right? Are creative thinkers. Sometimes you got to present, finances in a way that they understand it.
Absolutely.
And so when we created Business Inside the Game, it was really a testament of, me learning everything that I could possibly learn around the NBA, inside the NBA, and applying that to life, applying that to other industries, and then being able to teach that, right, to a kid, right? You should be able to teach a kid business about a lemonade stand, and you should be able to teach a group of adults how do you take a lemonade stand to, a lemonade brand and IPO. right? And
Absolutely.
so, if you can use that same reference, right, and you can kind of paint the story, then it's going to make sense for us. And then now you have the relationships, right? That's the goal. That's the equity, right? Outside the money, that now we can start pulling our resources to find that right lemonade brand, the champion, and be a part of that IPO in the end.
Absolutely. And like a lot of people are struggling out here, guys. Even prior to the pandemic, 78% of Americans were living paycheck to paycheck. When you look at like growing up, do you think our public school systems have failed us in a way by not integrating financial education into their curriculums? And how do you teach your kids about these kind of things?
Well, I think our, overall, our government has failed us when it
Mm,
comes to education, right? When you look at, us as a country, we have some of the lowest numbers in education and engineering and,
yep.
you know, um, learning other languages, right? And I think that, for so long we've been living under this privileged umbrella of that, you're an American, that everything is going to be okay,
Wow.
right? And so other
Exactly.
countries have really kind of got the jump on us, right? Because they are figuring out ways because they don't have everything in a big system to educate their kids and bring their kids over here for purpose. And so when you look at financial literacy in the schools, that's the one thing that they don't teach, right? And when you look at financial literacy in urban areas and underserved and underestimated areas, it's what they don't teach, right? And you know sometimes you can make, it's not saying that banks don't market and people don't want to market, but sometimes you can make the language so confusing, right? Or the
Mhm.
communication so confusing that, we need to start looking at the root of the problem. You know what I mean? And, that starts with ABCs and one, two, threes. And now what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? But why? You know what I mean? And how? Right? And if you can't get that, who else is in this industry? And so, we're doing our kids a disservice, and so that's why, for me, I've been investing in fintech and financial literacy platforms and tools that kind of help you know kind of bring this understanding, this awareness, right, to the greater American society.
Absolutely. And some people feel like they need to be a, NFL star or a basketball star to have money and the opportunity to be an entrepreneur. But what advice do you give, to regular Joe who just has an aspiration to start their own business and maybe he doesn't have the capital to do it? What do you tell him? Where's his first step to start?
I think it's in the research, right?
Mm,
I think it's really in the research and the passion and the know-how, right? And so, I always say that, you can look at Baron Davis, you can look at, Patrick Mahomes, you can look at Charles Woodson, you can look at Barry Sanders, or and you can look at Charlie Boots,
right.
right? And look at your face, look how happy you are, look at the legends that you get to touch and talk to year after year after year after year. That is business inside the game, right? So
Right.
don't just think about the star, think about every aspect around the star, right? And when you're a young entrepreneur and you're starting a business, think about every aspect around this business in this industry. That's where your research is going to come from, and that's where you're going to find your why. And that's what we call that business inside the game. You're going to know, are you the right person to start the business? Do
Mm,
you need someone who's a better manager, right? Are you the connector? Are you the chef, right? Are you the person cooking up whatever the recipe is, or the tech, or whatever it is in the business? And so, I just think that looking at it from a holistic approach, right, to see where you fit in the industry, and then drilling into what the industry knows and what you want to bring to the table is always a great way to start. So when you sit in front of investors, you know what I mean? When you sit in front of people that, want to be a part of your business,
right.
you have the passion, you have the wherewithal, and you have the know-how.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is game on game on game in the game. So we had some of our NFL alumni guys. We told them, sent that emails that you were coming on the show. And here's a question I think you'll like. If you had to compare one of your investments to the Andre Karolinko dunk, which investment would it be?
Oh, I would probably say vitamin water.
Mm.
I invested in vitamin water early, in their early series, and I would say that was that was an epic moment for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You
How'd you hear about it? Like, how did that come onto your radar?
I actually became my own agent.
Oh,
So when I was 20, turning 21, I realized that, my agent wasn't really going to understand the things that I wanted to do and what I wanted to be.
at
And so,
21, you decided that.
yep. And I knew that I had a contract coming up, and I was like, look, I'm going to roll the dice and bet on myself. And, with that, I, kind of interned for my agent for 3 years.
Huh.
And when I was due for my free agency and like re-up on my shoe deal, I had a Sprite deal in tow, and the guy who was my good friend of Sprite, he was leaving, and he was like, yo, I'm leaving, I'm going to this company, Vitamin Water. He was like, I'll get your deal done now. And I was like, man, my homeboy drinks that, right? Talking about investing in the things that's in your space.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I want to go with you because I want to learn how to market. And he was like, but you got more money over here. And I was like, I don't care. I make a good enough amount of money playing basketball. Let me just get that. Whatever you got, give it to me in stock, right? And let me learn. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even care about marketing. Like, let me
Right.
learn this business in this space, because I'd rather see a company grow instead of, get a deal from Sprite.
And you're one of those guys that you just knew. I mean, you could just tell that you knew where everything was coming together, the synergy of sport, of entertainment, of music, of culture, pop culture, all into one space. It's crazy to hear that at 21, guys, this is not something that many people should try. But at 21, before he could buy a t-shirt, he's thinking to himself, "I'd be my own agent." Damn, I mean, you went the right route with it. Um, I said that's
I
dangerous
don't.
advice, but
I do not recommend it. I mean, it's
shoot, we're gonna be getting
some
all
bumpy
kinds of
road. I
complaint
tell you
letters.
that. It's a bumpy road.
Yeah, Barron told me to do it. But
uh,
now, when you look at right now, this current climate we're in, why is Black ownership and Black representation, especially in tech and business, so critical?
it's been critical.
Yep.
It's been critical. So when you look at Black contributions in tech, in medicine, and finance, right? And you look at our contribution, especially to this country,
Hmm.
right? We always get jacked for our innovations, for our patents, for our discoveries, and so for so long, right? We've had to not only be, you know, jacked, right? And not even given a chance to be second, right? Um, but it's also been hidden from us, right? So the knowledge and the information of who we are, what we've done, right? It always, it seems like America always tries to press the reset button, generation after generation, and we have to now recognize that there are people that come before us, even athletes. Like, the NFL alumni, like the NFL guys were pushing for this shit. You know what I mean? For so long, right?
Decades.
Like people have, we've been doing this for so long, and we have to stop allowing America to push the reset button and say you're the new victims now, right? You're the new, first of tech. Like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we have been contributing, to this country for quite some time, and we need to now understand, right, that we are not the first, right? We are we are the privileged, right? We are the ones who have the opportunity, and it's important that we take advantage of that opportunity by recognizing the people that came before us first and foremost.
And that's why you're a guy that I've admired, because not only are you, killing these business deals for yourself. But it seems like in every action you take, the motive behind your action is to create platform for more coming behind you. And that's why when I saw your involvement in the tech summit, and we all know how important the tech space is right now for just money in America and in the world, I was like, that is so cool because I know where your heart and your head is. That's the cool part to see.
Man, it's just really like, it's not about me. You know what I mean? It's about, how many doors can I unlock? You know what I mean? Uh, how many ice holes, right, can I carve out, right, to get us, above ground?
Well, how about
And
how many chimneys can you drop gems down? We got to make a Black Santa reference, right?
Absolutely. I mean, and it's one shout out to Black Santa. I think
Yep.
for me, that was pivotal in my career because, had I not had a character to like build and, try and find like the goodness and, all the things that we want to be perceived as Black men and change that narrative, like it was a big part of Black Santa, right?
Mhm.
And I think it's his DNA and like almost like building a character that's a parent. And it's like, man, I can't let this dude down,
Right,
because he
right.
means so much, to what, I want to, kind of teach through my kids, right? And teach and have other kids understand my kids and understand Black men and Black people, right? And so definitely shout out to Black Santa because the whole giving has no season. The platform, you wish it, you dream it, it comes true. I think all that is baked into my DNA, and all of us as athletes and people is like we don't get to places if we don't have dreams or wishes. You know what I mean? You don't get things if you don't give, right? And then when you do attain things, it's like we want to pay it forward. We want to help each other. And so that DNA is just like, man, it's like it's baked in me, just from
Mhm.
working on that character, working on his design, personality, things like that. I just kind of like adopted that and lived through that. I'm not saying I didn't have that before, but it kind of created a greater purpose, right? And a greater calling for, what I could be and who I could be for just the people around me. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Well, when Barron stopped bullying people on the basketball court, folks, he became all good and loving, and
No,
that you
no,
are
no,
Black
no.
Santa.
That's why Black Santa is there. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm
I
still
didn't
a
get soft.
troublemaker. I'm still a troublemaker, man. Like I am still a troublemaker. That's why, for me, I think it's important to have, the right people and the right leadership and, you
I
know,
love I love the instant
protecting
check on that.
that. Hey, man, I got a show called WTFBD. So, you know, Baron Davis is totally different than Black Santa, but I do use him as like a guiding light to to try and stay on
He
the
steers
same
your ship. All right, so put on the Grinch hat then and answer me this. What's one investment or deal that you passed on that you wish you could get back? Or is there one?
a lot. A lot, man. I would say I felt like I had a shot at Uber. I missed that.
Oh,
I felt like I
early
had a
on?
shot at, yeah, I felt like, yeah, very early. Snapchat I had a shot.
Oh.
Yeah, so
That's
you
how
know,
it goes. That's how it goes, though. You
hey,
never
I
know
tell you,
the
man,
best
if
thing.
if I focus on the ones I lost, I'd be a super rich dude.
Yeah, right. But we can't do that, guys. We stay positive. We don't think about these kind of things.
Hey, you know what? It's like you win some, you lose some, you get in some, you don't. I think you really have to understand like what are you trying to accomplish? You know what I
Yes.
mean? And
Yeah.
so you can't, it's just like sports, right? It's like you go in as a rookie, you want to win every game, you want to play as hard as you can, and then
Mhm.
when you become a vet, you want to win smart, you want to take care of your body right, you know what I mean? And like I need to, tackle better. You know what I mean? And like I'm
Right.
not gonna try and blow this dude up because like that's gonna hurt me. You know what I mean? So you
Right.
just kind of learn and grow and like play the long game. And so there's other ones to come. There's other great companies out here, startup companies that are building, great, incredible things. And so, you may miss out on one, but you can't think about that. You just have to stay head down and not worry about that. Just focus on the ones that you feel are right for you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing these, these gems, these jewels to help educate all listening. Now I got to ask you, who is taking home the Vince Lombardi trophy this Sunday? Is it going to be Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady?
Oh man, I'm a Raider fan.
So you hate them. You just hate them both.
Bro,
this is full Grinch mode.
Yeah, this is Raider Nation over here, man. You know what I mean? Ty, who cares?
He's ready to go to Vegas.
The Raider hate is real and alive. No, man, I love Mahomes as a player. He was actually my fantasy football quarterback this year. Tom Brady, I caught some passes from him.
Did you?
Last year? Yeah, before I want to say it was before last season. So, I got a special place in my heart for Tom Brady, and he around my age. So it'd be dope.
How hot's that ball coming in from Tom Brady?
And whoo.
Yeah.
He wasn't tearing my hands up, but
yeah,
he did say like, "Yo, bro, you got some hands." Then I think I pulled a hamstring.
Better pop the hammy on that one. Oh my God. Well, Aaron's going to be bringing all the negative vibes this Sunday, guys. But, the other 364, he's positive.
Game, man. I want to see a good game. I like Kansas City. I do like the Bucks, but, I'm kind of like, my betting is just like, I'll take whoever takes the opposite. You know what I mean? So,
right.
It's Raiders. You know what I mean? Just
it's Raiders. It's a tough spot for a Raider, guys. You got Tom Brady, who broke their hearts. You got Patrick Mahomes, who continues to be a thorn. There's no win. Just have good food. What's the ultimate Super Bowl meal Baron Davis throws down?
I would say the ultimate Super Bowl gift would be Deshaun Watson.
Whoa!
Whoa! I mean, hey, bro, that's all we missing. And oh my God.
Let's make it happen
Deshaun
for
Watson,
him.
Deshaun Watson,
you heard the man.
You know what I mean? Cam too. Think about us. You feel what I'm saying? Think about us, Raider Nation.
I'll ride that Watson train with you, man.
Hey, dude, please.
Come on. Turn up the lights. Turn up the wattage in the bright light city. How about that?
I play so much fantasy football and Madden. I feel like I should be like, in upper management, just helping somebody pulling these strings. Like, man, we need to get Watson over here. You know what I mean? We need a couple pieces, and then we gonna be in the Super Bowl next year.
Tighten that defense up, and the Raiders are a top 5 team.
That's all we need. Yeah. We just need one or two more pieces on the defensive side, right? Just real glue guys. You know what I mean? A real glue guy, and then a super freak.
Watson with that offense would be scary.
We need super athletic. We need to find somebody in this draft and transfer them to like a corner. You know what I mean? Anything. Like we just need we need a super athlete. We got to have some super athletes on the defense. We got some good people, some stable, hard-working dudes. Now we need a glue guy, intelligence, and a super athlete, and we in the Super Bowl next year. Let's go, Raiders.
Ladies and gentlemen, we might be looking at our new cornerback right here in the flesh, Mr. Baron Davis.
Hell no. Madden. Catch me on NFL Madden at Bart Oatmeal 85.
Bart Oatmeal 85. Baron, man, you are a gift to pro sports, brother. And we'll be in touch. We'll be collaborating throughout the year, man. But I thank you so much for taking the time to visit us here on Radio Row.
Yeah, man, I appreciate what you guys are doing.